people that are supposed to be lawmakers in Nigeria are lawyers. Let me tell you this. Nigeria and Nigerians, we actually don't think critically. Do you know that the people that are supposed to be lawmakers are people who know much about the law? People who know so much about law. People who know what it takes to make law. The fact that you have been a governor, the fact that you have been an ex-governor, do not mean that you now know what law is all about. Being a governor do not qualify you for being a lawmaker. Let me tell you, lawyers are people who study laws. They go to law school, they read law, they study law, they know what law is about. I think people like this should be the kind of people that should be seen in the red chamber as lawmakers. Because to me, I believe they will go there to represent the people. They will uphold the law. They will go there to make sure that the law stands. This will be the kind of people who will truly interpret the law the way it ought to be. Not being an ex-governor. Because you have been an ex-governor, you can just come out and say you are not qualified to go to the Senate House. No. We have to start using our brain. Nigerian, we are tired of seeing ex-governors in that chamber, in that red chamber. It's high time we start sending the real people to that place. I am tired as a Nigerian for seeing people who we know very well that these people are criminal. We see some people inside that place. Allegedly, they are criminal. There are so many people in that red chamber that the whole world know that these people are chronic criminal. There are so many people there. So why must we allow this kind of people to be the one making laws for us? Have you ever imagined what the kind of law that a criminal will make for a patriotic Nigerian? Or you expect someone who already have a very dirty image to go to that red chamber to pass a law that will favor a patriotic Nigerian? It's not possible. It's not going to happen. They will go there to be passing law that will not be favorable to the people. Please, Nigerian lawyers, I think in this area, Nigerian lawyers should be the one to be voted into that place. Because you guys already know much about law. You went to school to study law. Not just a random man who will just wake up one morning and say, I'm going to Senate House, who have no idea of what law is all about. Probably when they were governor, these are the same people who always violate law, who always disobey law, who never obeyed any law. Nigerians, please, this is my own humble opinion. I think we all should look into this and make sure that we don't just go in there to vote anybody to that sensitive position. Because the kind of law that these people will make for us will determine the kind of life that we will have in Nigeria. If they make a law that will tie our hands back, we all will be handcuffed. So we must vote in people who already have an idea, who already know much about the law. If we truly want the law to reflect, we must vote in people with a knowledgeable, who already have an idea about law and what laws stand for. We can't continue to vote for ex-governors, to turn that house to a retirement house. So Nigerians, once again, this is my take. This is my opinion. It's my own opinion. I think it's something we should all look into. We all should look into this because I am tired of seeing a governor who never worked, a governor who was a violator of law, becoming a senator. One love to you all.